Welcome to another edition of ParkTalk Podcast, the official podcast of the Naperville Park District.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the ParkTalk Podcast. I am your host, Danny Ream. Naperville's demographics continue to change in different ways, with senior residents making up a significant segment of the population. With older adults seeking to age in place, Naperville is tasked with ensuring that these longtime residents have convenient access to the services that they need to thrive and enjoy healthy, active lives. Organizations such as Dementia Friendly Naperville, which formed to specifically support those affected by dementia, is an important partner of the Park District. Joining me on this edition of the ParkTalk Podcast is Lisa Kirchner from Dementia Friendly Naperville to discuss how our two organizations collaborate to support seniors in the community. Lisa, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me today, Danny.
Of course. So, kind of to start, how and when was Dementia Friendly Naperville formed?
So, Dementia Friendly Naperville, the idea was started in 2019 when the Naperville Senior Task Force identified a gap in the community which deals with those living with dementia and their care partners. So the Senior Task Force serves as a champion organization for Dementia Friendly Naperville, and they put together an action team and recruited leaders from the community, from different community sectors, including the local government, library, the Park District, first responders, businesses, assisted living facilities, adult daycare providers. And the action team followed the guidelines established by Dementia Friendly America to become a dementia-friendly community. And we received that designation in 2020.
Perfect. And what is your role with the organization?
So I served on the Senior Task Force for 6 years, from 2018 to 2024. Mm-hmm. And during that time, I became the co-chair of Dementia Friendly Naperville. And I'm continuing in that role today. I've spent most of my career as a registered nurse caring for older population, and it's my passion to help older adults live their best lives, and that passion is what has led me to these organizations.
Yeah, those roles kind of just fit perfectly together.
They do.
So Naperville was designated a dementia-friendly city in 2020 by Dementia Friendly America, as we've already established. What does it mean to be dementia-friendly, as in terms of the city of Naperville, to be dementia-friendly? And how does this designation benefit individuals who live with dementia and their caregivers? So
Dementia Friendly Naperville, we've established 3 pillars that we work from. The first one is to seek to raise awareness and reduce stigma of dementia, and we do that through educational programs. We teach community about dementia-friendly ideas. We participate in community health fairs to promote our dementia programs, and we also put on what's called the Longest Day event, which was established through the Alzheimer's Association. Mm-hmm. And that is primarily just to increase awareness of dementia.
Yeah, I think that dementia is one of those disorders that there's a very base layer knowledge of it for a lot of people. The specifics and details of dementia aren't as well known. So I think those education opportunities are great for the community who aren't as aware about what dementia truly is.
They really are. Our other 2 pillars that we work on are to provide community resources related to dementia, because there's a lot of really great programs in and around Naperville, but oftentimes people who need them don't know that they're there. So we help to provide that information to those in need. And then the third pillar is to increase support for those living with dementia and their care partners. And we've done that through 3 different programs that we've established. The Memory Cafe, Dementia Caregiver Support Group, and Dementia Friendly Movie Days.
Yeah, the 3 pillars are basically education, outreach, and support, which is great for any sect of the community.
Right.
So as you mentioned, you brought up the Memory Cafe. Mm-hmm. The Park District partners with Dementia Friendly Naperville to host a monthly Memory Cafe event at Fort Hill Activities Center. Can you explain what the Memory Cafe is and how many people typically attend each month?
Sure. Memory Cafe has been set up as a social gathering of individuals living with dementia and their care partners to connect with others in similar situations. So each cafe varies. We include stuff like education, music, games, arts, and always refreshments. These cafes are free to participants. They're currently held twice monthly. The first one is held the first Tuesday of the month from 1 o'clock to 2:30 at the Fort Hill Activity Center in Naperville. And the second one is the second Tuesday of the month from 2 o'clock to 3:30 at the 95th Street Library.
Okay. Oh, continue.
And I was just going to say, to register or for more information about those, you can go to Dementia Friendly Naperville +info@gmail.com.
Yeah, the Memory Cafe is having that socialization is crucial for seniors, anyone of any age, and especially people with dementia. Just having those kind of active activities. I know that the Park District, we have our own program, Neuroflex, which is more of like a physical activity for individuals with dementia or those neurodegenerative diseases, and sort of similar. It's just to kind of get those individuals out of their homes, socialize them a bit, and work on certain skills that will help them in the future.
That is actually a wonderful program that the Park District runs. And we had one of the teachers from that class come to one of our cafes and introduce it and do some exercises with the people. And they were very, very impressed with the program. And I think a number of them signed up for the Neuroflex class.
Yeah, I know a lot of the people who attend memory cafes and the Neuroflex participants, a lot of them overlap. And they typically say the same thing, that they're both great, helpful programs. So moving on, I mean, you mentioned that there's 2 memory cafes. Seems like it's grown a lot in popularity and you've had to expand. Do you anticipate growing these events any further?
I do. It's a very popular program, very well attended. So I do envision additional cafes in the future. We started the Memory Cafe in 2021 with just 4 participants, and now we're up to 30 to 40 monthly. So that's why we started the second cafe, which just started this past January at the Fort Hill Center. So I do anticipate in the future, if we can find more volunteers who are willing to run the programs, to initiating more.
Yeah, and we'll touch on volunteering in a bit.
Okay.
But, I kind of already spoke about what I think some of the benefits of Memory Cafe would be, but you're witnessing firsthand. So what have you seen firsthand, the benefits through Memory Cafe, or what you've heard about through participants and caregivers?
Yeah. The benefits abound with Memory Cafe. People, come in, they're very happy. We look out and see smiling, happy faces, and they're communicating with each other and laughing and just having a good time. And we've had participants tell us things like, this was just what we needed today. My loved one looks forward to this day all month. To, I wish you had a cafe every day. Yeah. And that this is a great outing that we both enjoy. So it really benefits both the person with dementia and their care partner.
Yeah, well, anyone of any age, people crave to go to that sort of third place outside of home and work. And especially for seniors and those with dementia and their caregivers, I'm sure it's a great relief to just kind of attend it and socialize and get out of the house.
It absolutely is. Everybody needs socialization.
Absolutely.
And oftentimes, people living with dementia and their care partners are isolated. So this is a really great opportunity that they can go out and feel comfortable and feel welcomed, and be around other people in their situations. Yeah,
definitely. So Dementia Friendly Naperville also hosts a monthly support group for caregivers. So why is it important not only for dementia patients to receive that kind of support, but also for caregivers to have a support system like this?
So we have found, first of all, the support group is very important for caregivers. And we have found that caregivers are often overlooked by healthcare professionals as well as overlooked by themselves.
Right.
They just forget about their own self because they're focused full time on their loved one. And the role of caregiving is very taxing. It's a 24/7 role, and it's often, like we spoke about, isolating. So having support group helps people to realize that they're not alone in this situation. It gives them a time to grieve. and a time to remind themselves to take time for themselves. They also share a lot of tips and information on how to better help their loved one and learn about the different community resources that are available. And we've had such great support from, or such great turnout for, that we did start a second support group. Our first one we started a year ago in April 2024, and that has grown to over 13 participants a month. And through the Alzheimer's Association Facilitator Training Program, they said try and keep it to 13 or below so that everyone has a chance to speak during that time slot. So we did just start a second one, or will start a second one in June of this year, and that will be at the Alfred Rubin Community Center here in Naperville, and that will be on the third Thursday of each month from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock.
Yeah, and that's just another way that the Park District has worked with Dementia Friendly Naperville to kind of give support to this community of dementia patients and their caregivers. And like you said, being a caregiver is so tasking. It's so selfless that they put this work and effort into caring for their loved one. But if they don't have that outlet of support and they choose to bottle everything up, it can also affect their loved one, not just them.
Absolutely. And oftentimes we hear that the caregivers, they're their primary caregiver for their loved one, and family around them, whether it be adult children or siblings or whatever, often don't see what the caregiver is going through, or even accept that the loved one has dementia. So this is a great resource and a great outlet for them to express.
Absolutely. So for the last question, we kind of already talked about volunteering for the Memory Cafe. How can residents who are listening get involved with Dementia Friendly Naperville, either as a participant or volunteer, or just show support for the organization in general?
Sure. We have a lot of information on the City of Naperville website, and that is naperville.il.us. Or we have a link that would take you directly to our website page, and that is dementiafriendly.org. Sorry, dementiafriendlynaperville.org.
That's great. And that's where they can find information on if they are a patient with dementia or they're just looking to volunteer. That's pretty much the hub, the go-to for everything.
Correct. It has a lot of information, plus it has links of how to register for the different programs, and we update it, regularly so that it has all of our events.
That's great. And we've already talked a lot about how Dementia Friendly Naperville really supports this population. Organizations like Dementia Friendly Naperville provide an important support system for Naperville's senior population and their families, as we've already discussed. It helps reinforce the strong sense of community we enjoy at the Park District, and the Park District is proud to be a part of this community as well. Lisa, once again, thank you very much for joining me on this episode of the ParkTalk podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Danny.
Of course. If you're looking for more content, you can find all our podcast episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, or at napervilleparks.org/podcasts. Full-length videos can now be found on the Naperville Park District YouTube page. As always, be sure to stay up to date on everything going on with the Naperville Park District by following us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or by visiting our website at napervilleparks.org.
Thank you for listening. The Naperville Park District's mission is to provide park and recreation experiences that promote healthy lives, healthy minds, and a healthy community. ParkTalk Podcast is a production of the Naperville Park District.